Hey y'all, welcome back to my live broadcast. I'm Shanta Prince and I work with women coaches. I help them to leverage their gifts and expertise into a profitable coaching platform. So today I want to talk about marketing, but I want to talk about marketing on the next level. So first of all, y'all, I'm super behind today. My schedule is so jacked up, but nevertheless, I'm still excited to hang out with you guys today to get into the topic of marketing. And for those of you who were hanging out in the Branded Sales Masterclass a couple of weeks ago, I'll be reaching out to you just to follow up to see what you thought, what your takeaways were, and things like that. So don't be alarmed when I pop into your messages or into your email. I just want to check in with you to see how things are going. But I'm super excited to continue the conversation. So during the Brand to Sales Masterclass, we talked a lot about marketing. We talked about creating offers. We talked about selling. We talked about expert positioning and all kinds of things. But I really thought it was very important to continue the conversation because I know that some of you are really frustrated with the work that you've been doing so far. And so I want to talk about some things around that because I understand what it's like to feel that frustration when things are not working the way you expected them to work or the way you need them to work. So the first thing is marketing is a lot more than posting. And you may have heard me say that before. Marketing is so much bigger than just making a post. And this is something that my clients and I, we talk about. So marketing is bigger than just making a post, first of all. And it's also about what you're posting. And we talked about inside of my Expert Brand Academy, we talked about how you can make a post all day. Like the other day, I had some horchata and I was like living my best life and I posted it to my stories. But if I only ever post the stuff that I eat, then people are going to be like, okay, well, what do you actually do? Right? It's like one sided, right? And so when I talk about building a brand, I talk about how important it is to really show up and show the different facets of your brand. So for example, if all of your posts are you dancing, then people are going to wonder, okay, well, what do you actually do though, right? And sometimes if you work your dancing videos right, you could, people will start to figure out what you do. But what I mean is you got to have substance when you're posting so that people can see what your brand is about and understand what you do and understand why they should choose you. So there's much more to it than just making a post. And I sometimes it seems like you may see other people like making a post and getting great results because they made this post and maybe you may see a few comments from someone saying, oh, I bought this, I got it. If someone posts about a program, I see it all the time. If someone posts about a program or a course or some type of download, and then you see other people comment and say, I got mine or I bought mine. And then maybe when you post, none of that happens. And the thing is, that's okay. First of all, it's okay. But the thing to understand is that there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that to make that post engaging. Okay. So, for example, have you ever went to a restaurant and I'm chuckling. I'm gonna tell you why I laugh when I said that. Have you ever went to a restaurant and you ordered your food and the food came out and you're just so excited to get this food and you're tasting this food and it just looks delicious, right? Um, but the thing is, by the time that food makes it to your plate, there's a lot of things that happened to that food before it got to your plate, right? So all of the deliciousness that is on your plate went through a process behind the scenes, which is in the kitchen, right? But you didn't see them actually make it. You did not see them actually make your food or prepare your food. And so the thing is, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to marketing. That by the time that you make the post, a lot of stuff has already happened. Okay, and so there's this lady on TikTok that I follow, and she is so funny because she goes into these food depot stores and she finds the ingredients that the restaurants use to put in your food to make it taste like a certain way. So she'll come and she'll say, you know how you try to make shrimp fried rice at home and it don't taste the same way? She was like, because this is what they put in the shrimp fried rice. So she'll show you like an ingredient that she found in the in this food depot where the restaurants go to buy their ingredients. And so I thought it was just so funny. But I also started following her because I'm like, oh my goodness, I love food and I love to cook. So let me follow her so I can get the plug on all of the ingredients. And so, but I said that to say that sometimes there's a lot of ingredients and things that are going into the post. First of all, there's a certain way. Not I don't want to sound like you have to post a certain way every single time. But when you're preparing for a launch or when you want someone to take action, there are certain ways to position your post. Okay. And when I talked, I don't know if I think I said this in the brand to sales masterclass that even when you post personal things, like for example, I have a page and then I also have a profile. On my personal profile, I post things, and if I like make a post about my kids or something like that, I'm posting about my kids because it's my personal profile, but it's still marketing. And the reason why I say that is because a part of marketing is giving your audience the opportunity to get to know you, like you, and trust you. So if I make a post about my kids, it's still marketing because it's a part of me that they're getting to know. And so when you are if you are only posting to sell something, you're going to have a hard time. But if you're doing the work and you're connecting with your audience, you're showing up, you're building a relationship, you guys, it makes all the difference. Now, I talk about the power of reciprocity all the time. The power of reciprocity is about when you give something, you're more likely to get something in exchange. And so if you're showing up and you're serving and you're giving, then you're more likely to receive something in return. But if you only post when you're trying to sell something, you're going to have a very difficult time trying to sell something. So the way that reciprocity works is it's almost like making deposits. So every time you show up, every time you serve, every time you connect with your audience, it's like putting money in the bank. It's like making a deposit, right? And then every time you ask, it's like making a withdrawal. So if you're showing up and you're serving your audience, and then you ask them to download your free offer or you ask them to book a call with you, that's like taking a withdrawal. So what a lot of people are doing, they're trying to take a lot of withdrawals, but they haven't put any money in the bank. They haven't been giving, they haven't been serving, they haven't been demonstrating their gifts and their expertise. And then they show up ready to sell something and they're having a trouble. They're getting a decline, right? Because they haven't put any money and they haven't made any deposits. So the more deposits you make, then the more withdrawals you can make. And so with my clients, we talk about some ways that when you're posting your content and you're sharing your content, how to make deposits and deposits and deposits before you even attempt to make a withdrawal. Okay. And so that is the biggest thing that I'm seeing, and the biggest frustration that I'm seeing from some of you. Hey, Tara, is that your posting is coming from you're trying to sell, which is okay because that's what we got to do. We got to sell to stay in business, right? But you haven't been making any deposits, and that's why it's so frustrating, you guys. And I know, listen, I feel you. I've been there. I know what it's like. But the thing is, you got to do the work. You got to do the work so that when you do make a post, it actually has a greater effect. And I was trying to explain this to one of my clients in the past, and I was just telling her, I said, she's one of those people who's like, didn't really want to talk to people. She's a former client, but she wanted to make a post, and she thought people would join her program just from her making a post. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, the post is there. Of course, I'm not saying don't post, by all means do. But the thing is, y'all, like, the post is only a small piece of the marketing. And some people are using posting on social media as their entire marketing strategy. And that's not a marketing strategy. Okay. You are depending 100% on this post for someone to join. If that is the only way you know how to sell, you need to come on over. You need to come talk to me. Okay. You need to come on over to the Expert Brand Academy so we can get you up to speed on how to sell, how to close a sale, how to market. Yeah. Thank you, Tara. So you want to get your flow down. You want to get your strategies down for how you market and sell. And once you get that down, it's going to make all the difference. You will eventually get to a place where you will post and some people will join from your link. But you gotta make some deposits. You gotta put some money in the bank first. And then even still, y'all, when you do get to the point where you're able to sell from, get people to join just from a post, when you do get to that point, it still won't happen enough for you to build a sustainable business. You won't have enough people joining from a post to maintain your business. You still have to actively sell. You have to market and actively sell. Okay. Selling is action. It's not just making a post and then sitting back hoping someone clicks or sitting back and hoping someone messages you. It's not just sending an email and then sitting back and waiting for somebody to respond back to you. Selling is a very active thing, but it's also very rewarding. It's very rewarding. And I always, when I use the example of one of my clients who, when she jumped in right away and she closed her first 9 sales, and this was in less than 2 weeks of us working together. She got into action really quickly, and she did not have a sales page. She had a payment processor and she had her offer, y'all, and that was it. And she had Facebook, and that was it. And she found 9 people who to invest with her, y'all. And then the thing is, yes, she was posting, but there was a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes. And that's the point that I'm getting to, is that sometimes you see people making a post and you're like, oh, they got people to join or they got people to do this. That's because they're doing other things behind the scenes. Like for the example, when I talked about when you order your food, you don't see them cooking it, right? So when I'm near a cheesecake factory, I always stop. I like to stop and go get a piece of red velvet cheesecake. So I will stop. I think it's like by the time you pay for the slice of red velvet cheesecake and the taxes and all that, it's probably like $11 or $12 for this slice of cheesecake. Yes, y'all, I pay about $11 or $12 for a slice of cheesecake. But the thing is, y'all, like I don't see all of the stuff that they do. I don't even know if they go and buy it from somewhere else and then bring it. I don't know how they do it, right? I just know it tastes good, and and when I stop to get it, I know I'm getting ready to enjoy myself. So, y'all, when y'all see people like closing these sales, it's the behind the scenes that you have to understand, you guys. So inside of the Expert Brand Academy, I do teach you the behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, the stuff that I teach, you could close sales without worrying about what you're going to post and how you're going to post. Now, I do teach on it. I do teach on how to post, how to write captions when you're marketing your brand, marketing your business. I teach on all of that, y'all. But I also teach you on the behind the scenes, the organic process of building a relationship with your audience so that you can sell something. Okay? So let me tell y'all a story. So I have another business, and it's a real estate preservation business. And basically, my company, I'm actually in the process right now of bringing on some contractors. But my company gets contracted out to do all kinds of things with preserving real estate, like repairing damage, maintenance, lawn, inspecting the properties, and all of those different things. I was telling somebody this the other day. She was like, "You cut grass?" I was like, "No, ma'am." I was like, "No, contractors cut the grass, not me." No, I tried to cut the grass one time, and I'll never do it again. But so contractors go out to do certain things for my company. But anyway, I had this one person that they had an insurance loss. They had like a lot of damage done to their home due to the storm. And so I called them because, the first part of, it's kind of the beginning stages of when you have insurance loss is an inspection, because, you have to see what has been damaged, what has been messed up, so you can prepare to repair those things. So I contacted this lady and her husband because my company was contracted out to do their insurance loss, and they were the lady was just so, what's the word? She was a little rude, but she was just pretty much telling me like, y'all are not getting inside of my house. She was like, you can come take pictures of the outside. And then she was like from the street. And so it was just an interesting situation. So but the thing was, she didn't know me from, so her thing was, I don't know who you are, just calling me saying you need to come and do a insurance loss inspection, like, you know. And so for a couple of weeks, I just, I called her back one more time and she still wasn't having it. So for a couple of weeks, I just kind of let it sit there, right? Well, now they're in a place where they haven't received any money from the bank, and all of the pieces are coming together now. So I talked with her husband yesterday, and um, we talked for a while, and I was helping him to understand exactly what I do, because at first he's like, "Listen, we're just trying to stay safe." He was like, "I'm so sorry, my wife, she wasn't so nice." He was like, "We just didn't know who you were, and we didn't want to just let somebody in our house." And I'm like, "I totally understand." I'm like, "I'm the same way." But he started talking about, what he does, and I was like, "Oh, my husband does that too." And so we started talking more, and so he started to get to know me more and what my company is all about. And by the end of the call, like, he felt like he knew a lot about me. I felt like I knew about him, and I understood where they were coming from. And so now he's like, "Well, whatever you need." They went from, "You're not, getting it on my property," to, "Hey, whatever you need, whenever you need it, let us know." So, but y'all, it took time, a little time, for him to feel comfortable with me coming to his home. And so the thing is, y'all, like, so I just shared that story to say that it takes your audience a little bit of time to get to know you and feel comfortable investing with you. But the thing is, if you only show up when it's time to sell, then you're going to have a really hard time trying to buy. Trying to sell. Okay. So when I talk about marketing on the next level, I'm talking about marketing that really represents your brand, marketing that shows who you are and what you stand for, marketing that extends an invitation for people to come and work with you. But most importantly, marketing in a way that positions you to connect with your audience, y'all, because that is what's going to move the needle, so you can close those sales, right? Just like those people were like, "You are not getting in my house," because they're like, they don't know me. People are the same way. To them, if they don't know you, it's in their head. They're saying, "You are not getting my money because I don't know you," right? And so that's how a lot of your ideal clients are. They're not investing with you unless they know you and trust you already. Okay. But there are ways to do that. Of course, when you start out, if you're selling to people who already know you, that is amazing. They already know you. They're going to be more willing to invest. But as you grow, you have to have a consistent routine of showing up and engaging with your audience so that they can get to know you. Y'all, sometimes it takes people a long time to invest with you. It could take anywhere between 3 months, it could take 6 months, it could take a year for somebody to invest with you. I worked with a photographer several years ago. And before I worked with him, I actually watched him for a couple of years. I liked his work, and I would just watch all of his work that he was sharing and putting out there. And so finally I was like, okay, I'm ready to work with this guy, because he was expensive. So it took me a little bit of time to like really feel like, okay, this is the guy, right? So I watched him for a long time before I actually took the leap to invest with him. And so, y'all, like, what if he never shared his work? What if he never put his work out there? If he had never shared his work, I probably would never have worked with him. And so it's the same way with us. Like, people they want to see our work. They have to see us so that they can feel comfortable investing with us. Right, Tara? It is so dangerous. Oh my goodness. And then every time I go in there to get my cheesecake, I'm always tempted to order like 2 or 3 more. But I'm always like, okay, you know what? I'm coming here. I'm gonna get my one piece, and then I'm gone. I'm out of here. Right. The strong no man. Yep. It's for real. Exactly, Tara. You gotta warm them up. Just like the oven when you bake. I love that. So when you're marketing on the next level, you really want to think about how can you show forth the various facets of your brand. What type of things do you stand for? What do you believe in? Now, I'm not saying you have to get caught up in every political debate. As a matter of fact, I usually avoid those kinds of conversations because they never lead to anything good, right? Now, if you're talking to your friends and all of your friends are mature and you guys are just talking about your views on certain things, that's fine. But if you're on the internet and you talking about your political views or whatever, you may end up arguing with somebody all day, all day long. And I avoid those kind of conversations because I don't have time, y'all. Like I don't have time to be sitting on here arguing with somebody about, their views on certain things. I don't have time for that, y'all. And so I purposely avoid those conversations because I'm like, I'm not getting ready to sit up here and fight. Like I'm just not. I can use that energy for something else. So, but what I am saying is if you understand things the way that you understand them and your perspective on things, all of those things go into building your brand. So, one of the examples that I like to use is one of my clients, Natasha. She believes that health and wellness should be fun, that taking care of your health should be something that's fun, not dreadful. So, everything that she does around health and wellness is fun and exciting. And so that is a perspective that she has that she can post about that. So if she made a post about how health and wellness shouldn't be dreadful, it should actually be fun. That is going to draw some people in because some people are going to be like, yeah, I agree. I do think it should be fun. No, maybe that's why I haven't found anybody that I want to work with yet because it all seems dreadful. This person over here has the same belief that I have, like wellness should be fun. I want to work with her, right? And so, but here's another thing, right? Some people may not like that. Some people may not like fun, right? Maybe they think it should be grueling, or maybe they think it should be something else other than fun. And they're not going to be attracted to her, which is okay. Because if they're not attracted to that, then that's just not her ideal client. They can go find somebody else to work with, right? So, next level marketing is really about focusing on what your message is, what your perspective is, so you can show forth the different facets of your brand. Can you imagine if you only ate, let's say, okay, let's use the cheesecake for example. What if I only ate cheesecake every day, right? For breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What if that's all I ate? Y'all, I would be in the hospital like but look, by the time March is over, before March is over, I'll probably be in a hospital somewhere. If I had a slice of cheesecake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Why? Because that's sugar. I'm only eating something that's sweet, right? That's how a lot of people's brands are showing up. You're only showing one component of your brand, and that's all people are getting from you. Okay. And all they know about you is the sugar part, right? They just know one facet of your brand. But the way that you start getting people to choose you, it's just like the example that I use with if I only posted what food I'm eating. Can y'all imagine if I only told y'all every day, oh, I'm eating this, oh, I'm eating that? You would be like, okay, that's good. Oh, okay, we see that you like food, but can you help me close the sale though? Like, can you help me build my brand though, right? So the thing is, if I'm demonstrating that, yeah, I can tell you about what I eat. But I also want you to know that I can help you build your brand. I can help you close a sale. Why? Because that's what's going to inspire you to want to invest. When you understand that I can do these things, that's what's, listen, me posting the cheesecake, me posting what I'm eating, that's not going to get you to pull out your card, right? It just won't. But so many people are only focusing on just one aspect. And that's probably one of the reasons why people are not investing because they haven't seen that you can do what you say you can do yet. Right, that would be so terrible. That would be so terrible. But yes, so think about y'all how you can really level up your marketing by communicating your gifts, your talents, your expertise, and not only that, your perspective on things. What is your perspective on things? And it's okay, y'all, if it doesn't line up with the gurus, right? It's perfectly okay, right? Because not everybody agrees with the guru. And you have to really be comfortable with standing in what you believe, standing in your convictions, right? If somebody is trying to convince you of something that you know is not true, you are not moving. You are not moving because you're like, I know that I know that I know this is the truth. Your mind won't even let you accept anything else. That's the stuff that you need to focus on putting out. So, like for example, one of my convictions is I think that when you're selling high ticket, I think you should be willing to talk to people. I'm not saying you have to talk to people all the time. Some people are going to join your program without a phone call, but that's going to be probably because they see you showing up on a regular basis. Okay. But I think that if you're selling high ticket, you should talk to people. A lot of people just want people to click the link and join. But that's my conviction. I believe that you should talk to people. Okay. If you're charging someone a high ticket price, the least you can do is have a conversation with them, right? Talk to them. Think about it like this. If they're hiring you to help them get to a certain place, why would they hire somebody who doesn't want to talk to them? Okay. So that's one of my convictions. So what are your convictions about what it is that you do? Okay. Think about that. Even if you have to do like like brainstorm and think about, okay, what are my strong beliefs about what it is that I do? Okay. What do I really stand for? What do I believe in? I'm telling you guys, this is going to be like a magnet drawing people into you. When you have a strong stance on the stuff that you believe in and you make that known, it's going to draw people to you, okay? But then on the flip side, it does repel people. It pushes some people away. And like I said, that's okay. It's better that they know from your post that you're not the right person for them than to join your program and then they want out, right? So hey, let them see who you are. And if they decide, this is not for me, that's okay. But you are going to have more people deciding that you are the right person for them, okay? All right, you guys. So if you have any questions about anything we talked about today, if you're interested in joining us inside of the Expert Branding Academy, we can help you to level up on your marketing. Shoot me a message on if you're watching me from LinkedIn, you can message me on LinkedIn. If you're watching from Facebook, shoot me a message on Facebook. If you're watching from YouTube, just shoot me an email at info@shantaprince.com, or you can comment below this video and I will come back to you and set up a time where you and I can chat, okay? All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see y'all back here next week. And y'all have a good weekend too, okay? So I'll see y'all back here next week at the same time in the same place. Have a great one. See you again.